week, what I'm really feeling is my Biggest Loser Last Chance workout with Jillian Michaels. Anyone who knows about Jillian Michaels knows that she is one of the world's best trainers, and she will put a hurting on you, but it will be well worth it in the end. It's a 6-week workout video, and I'm just really feeling it. I love her energy. I love the workouts that she puts on, and Biggest Loser Last Chance workout. Go out and get it.
Today we're going to be talking about second chances, starting over, turning corners. And what I'd like us to get into is it ever too late? That's one portion of what I want to get into. Is it ever too late for a do-over? Is it ever too late for somebody to, for example, go back to school, stop smoking, stop lying, stop overeating, stop cheating? And if it's not too late, what about the people around that person? If I decide that I am no longer going to cheat on my spouse, then is it ever too late for the spouse? Look at Lance Armstrong. What's going on with that? You know, he was stripped and he lied for years and he deceived a lot of people, and he did something wonderful in creating that foundation, that Live Strong, which now people say should probably be called Lie Strong. But anyway, with that Live Strong foundation, he had to step down from that because of his believability factor in that. Is that right? Is that fair? Should he be given another chance? You know, I'd like to really just kind of open that up for discussion. Can people turn corners? Or once you're a liar, are you always a liar? Should Lance Armstrong, in that example, or you know what I'm saying? What about that?
I personally think it's never too late. I mean, you can always change your behavior, change your career, I mean, look at us. We're not in our 20s, but we've decided to try something different and put it out there and see what happens. I mean, I think that we're not expecting million. Well, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say that. But I'm expecting whatever happens with it. But I know that we're doing it because we like being around each other. We're passionate, and we thought that we would like to share that with an audience. But I mean, just to go out on a limb and even do this at our age, I think is courageous, and I think it's saying to that topic that it's never too late to change.
Okay.
I think the question, is it too late, is relative.
Okay.
It's relative to the situation. Because, you know, you said for the spouse who's cheating. In that regard, and for that person, no, it's never too late. It's never too late to correct a wrong, or to right a wrong, or to be better, or do better, or strive for more. But coming from that spouse's perspective, it may be too late, because how many times is too many? Okay. You know, I mean, you know, who's to say? It's very relative, I think. So there are some things, no, it's never too late, like I said, to better yourself, to go back to school, you know, to decide to change a career.
I think from the perspective of the person who's doing the changing, I think that you know, that they call into question what is the motivation for you wanting to change when the impetus behind the change involves somebody else. For example, a cheating husband or an abusive spouse or mate. And so in that regard, yeah, first of all, let me just say, no, I don't think it's ever too late. I don't think it's ever too late. However, I do think that when you talk about genuinely changing behavior, that a change in behavior is not enough. A change in behavior is not enough. That you have to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset. Thinking really controls behavior. And every action is a thought before it's an action. You almost have to start clean slate if you're on the receiving end, if you're the recipient of the changed person.
you almost have to forgive and forget.
You do.
Before
You absolutely have to.
you almost have to forgive and forget, which is not easy to do because it's bound to come up. The first you don't think so? You disagree?
I think you can forgive and not forget. I think you can get past it. You can learn to sort of accept it, but it's never forgotten. I still remember it, and you know, I say remember it because when those same behaviors and stuff come up,
right,
you better start remembering,
right,
so that you can like be like, oh, wait, let me check, let me focus or refocus. But I almost think that we're talking about apples and oranges because I mean, I guess it depends on when you say, is it ever too late? Are we talking about people and behaviors, or are we talking about pursuing dreams and things like that? Because those are apples and oranges. That's two different things. When you talking about people, and I'm like, it's never too late to change, and we all know that. But it's a lot more. It's a lot of variables if we talking about people and behaviors and actions. Rather than is it ever too late to pursue my dream, my career, go back to school? That's a whole totally different to me topic or issue. So
and we can pretty much agree on that. That it's never too late. You know,
But I will kind of because even with like me changing, and don't y'all say anything about my job. I promise. If one of y'all say, you're just jumping in too, right? When I decided to change my job or decide to change my career, a lot of factors came in, and I'm just being honest. It changed our whole dynamic and relationship because we went from 2 incomes to 1. So is it ever too late for me to change my career? Start living? No, but maybe it is because now we're down to 1 income. We're doing less things. I have 3 kids that I didn't have when I was 21. So in that case, I'm starting to feel like it might be too late because it's taking way too long with all these different factors that I have going on from you and from my relationship with my husband, because we argue and at times we're not very happy. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it can be too late in improving yourself or even pursuing a dream in your example. But I was thinking of the person who's been smoking for 50 years, has lung and throat and tongue cancer, and say, I'm going to stop smoking now. I mean, that's good, you're going to stop, but now you're still dealing with the effects of, and in that case, you know, even though it's good that you stop, now you've compromised to the point of deterioration the quality of your life. So sometimes even making decisions that will improve your life, it is too late to do that. What about this example? You were a horrible parent and you want to you have an adult child. But now you're a very, very changed parent. You found the Lord like he was ever lost. But anyway, you've had a change of heart. You're truly a different person. Too late?
Never too late.
It's never too late?
It may be on the side of the adult child, perhaps.
It could be.
It might be. It very well might be, and you see that a lot with with parents who parented poorly and try to reestablish or reconnect with adult children, and a lot of times they still carry the scars from their childhood. That's a hard one to overcome. I think the success of change really has to be the success of it really relies very heavily on the shared investment or the shared interest of all involved parties. It can't just be the person who's wanting to change.
Right.
Everybody has to be on board.
And I think too, when you talk about change, you have to in yourself really determine whether it's worth the change. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people are not going to be on board, and close
Right.
people to you are not going to be on
That's
board
true.
with whatever you're trying to change and do.
Right.
So, is it worth me losing this relationship,
Right.
or fighting with my spouse,
Okay.
or even trying to deal with my child?
Right.
Because if
Right.
you are a changed parent and you're
Right.
pursuing a relationship with a child that doesn't want anything to do to you, it's very it's very hurtful.
Right.
So,
Right.
do I want to even pursue that? How much is it worth it to you to change?
Right.
And it has to be inwardly, because
You
if
could
you're
be changed without even trying to pursue it, because like you said, is it worth, investing in knowing what you're going to get,
Yeah.
That's a game of risk and reward.
It is.
Risk versus reward.
It is. I just thought that was an interesting topic, and I wanted to bring it up because it's kind of serious, but I think it's a point to be taken for all of us and for all of our audience too, to just kind of keep in mind that every day we should be growing to our best potential
Absolutely.
us in our relationships. If you have people, kids, siblings that something could be better on, work on improving it. And then for ourselves too, if it's something we want to do, a dream, writing a book, losing weight, saving money, becoming a more honest person, learning how to do makeup, whatever it is, start pursuing your dream, because I think all of us can agree, sometimes it is too late.
Because one day it will be too late.
One day it will be too late. You hear the term, the point of no return. What the point of no return is if this is my journey right here, and I'm here, and I can go back. If I'm here, I can go back. But if I get all the way here, it's very futile. It makes no sense to go back. So sometimes in our own lives, especially in relationships, we can reach a point of no return. So I submit to all of us, including myself, including you, make that change.
What the hell? Start with the man in the mirror, I guess.
Exactly. That's what Michael said. Michael said, make that change.
How he say it?
He said, go down, change.
The last thing that I just want to say about change is, if it's really something that's important to you, don't let the naysayers get in your way. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have people that's going to tell you constantly you can't do it, it's not worth it. But if you've examined it and you have said that it's worth it all based on your circumstances, then just go for it and surround yourself with positivity, people that believe in you.
And then just a little caveat to that is be
A little
open
what?
to
Caviar?
constructive criticism.
Did she say caviar?
Caveat. Definition.
Okay, y'all act
Y'all gonna be
Oh, you changed
Y'all gonna
careers.
Okay, that's not
Right.
funny.
a little caveat. I'm sorry. We got some
I'm not gonna be the butt of the job jokes. I'm just telling you.
You're not. No. We
All
love
of
you,
us have changed careers or thought about it.
Tommy, Johnny.
The producer need not be laughing in the back either. I'm gonna just say that much.
As a little caviar, go ahead.
Right. Finish, Chris.
That's it.
Okay.
Just along the way, especially if you are venturing out into something that you've never, toyed with before, then be open to, surround yourself with positive people, but surround yourself with honest people too.
That's
You
true.
won't be afraid to say, "Hey, wait a minute. Maybe you need to rethink that."
Absolutely.
That's true. And search the word. Search the word, because God speaks to us about everything we know. He'll tell you, he says in the word, you in college, he tell you what fraternity to join. God, he's against, he told you what fraternities to join. If you a guy, he said, didn't we, the producer said, we discovered this at work. God said Alpha and Omega. So you can't even be a Kappa. You got to be an Alpha or an Omega. So God, what I'm saying is let him use you.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for the land.
Let him use you.
This is what goes on.
All right, so we clear on change.
Search
Second
the
chance.
word.
Yes.
Search
Yes.
you. Let him use you. Let him use you.
And as Elton John would say, don't let the sun go down on me.
What?
Right. Well, let the camera go off on you.
Right.